Hello lovely friends, welcome to Yoga with Rose. This is your practice to stimulate your core and to elevate your crow. Don't worry if you've never done crow pose before. I'm going to walk us through step by step, and the practice will lead us up to potentially trying this pose. But if you don't feel comfortable at the time, then absolutely don't do it. This practice is for everyone, so there's plenty of modifications and variations. If you're here as part of the 21-day journey, then welcome to day 15. I'm very happy that you're back, and I hope you enjoy this practice. If you've got some blocks and a few cushions to prop up, then I would definitely have them close by because we might be needing them today. With that said, if you're ready to begin your practice, then roll out your mat and let's get going. Okay, my friends, come to lie all the way down on your back. Take both legs out nice and long on your mat and bring both hands to your belly. Close your eyes. And as we start to settle into our practice, use your breath here and breathe it into your belly. As you inhale, expanding it nice and wide. And then as you exhale, feel it fall away. Good. Inhale into your hands, let the belly rise. And then as you exhale, let it go. Send the belly button right the way back to your spine. As you do this, maybe setting an intention for your practice today. Perhaps opening your mind and body to new strengths, new poses. Or maybe just to stay with your breath. And then bring the feet together, reach the arms overhead, have a really big stretch. You can open the eyes. And then from here, drawing the right knee into the chest. Good. Think of pressing the left heel down into the mat here, make it really heavy. And then as you exhale, bringing the head and the shoulders off the mat, drawing into the knee. Send your belly button back towards your spine, towards the floor. Good, keep breathing here. Try and relax the shoulders as much as you can. Starting to fire up our core. And then release the body down. Send the right leg out long and then hug the left knee into the chest this time. Flex the right foot and think of pressing down with the right heel into the mat. When you're ready, lifting the head and the shoulders up. Good. Think of pressing the left knee into the hands as you draw the hands down into the knee. Really starting to engage all of our core muscles here. Good. Keep breathing. And then release the body down. Release the left leg out long, and then we'll hug the right knee back in again. As you exhale, lifting the head and the shoulders off the mat again. And then this time raising the left leg off the floor. Just letting it hover just above the floor. Good, keep drawing that belly button towards the floor, towards your spine. Open across that chest. And then on an exhale, we're going to switch the legs. So send the right leg out long, hug the left knee in. Good. Think of pressing the knee away from you into the hands. Lovely. Keep breathing, friends. And then bicycle the legs to the other side. Send the left leg out long, hovering it off the mat. Nice. Feel that core firing up. And then switch to the other side, hug the left knee in. Try not to hunch those shoulders, try and open up across the chest. Navel to spine, feel that burn. And then hug both knees into the chest, release the body down. Have a little rock from side to side. Good, feel the length of your spine on the mat. From here, reach the arms overhead as you bring your knees up to a tabletop position with the legs. Inhaling in here. And then as you exhale, lift the body up to the legs. You can reach the hands forward, or perhaps bring them to the underneath of the thighs for a little support. Good, send that belly button back towards the floor. Don't let those feet droop. Good, keep breathing in. And then exhale as you lower down, hug the knees in. Lovely, friends. Good, then bring the soles of the feet to the floor, and we're going to raise our hands up, flexing the wrists, palms up to the sky. And then as you exhale, think of pushing the hands up to the sky, protracting the shoulders off the floor. So we're lifting the shoulders off the floor, concaving in the chest. Good, and then release them down. Let's go again. Inhale here. And then exhale as you push the air away from you up to the sky. And then exhale to release them back down. Lovely, friends. Just a little exercise to strengthen our shoulders and arms for our plank pose and our crow. Good. From here, straighten the legs up to the sky. Start to draw the knees down to the floor to our happy baby pose. Good. Try and feel the length of your back on the mat still here. Shoulder blades drawing down. And then from here, we're going to release the legs or the feet and bring the arms to the insides of the legs here, almost like a dead fly. And try and connect the arms with the insides of the legs as much as you can, squeezing them into one another. And as we exhale, as we did before, push the palms away from us as we raise our upper back and our head off the mat. Good. Keep squeezing the legs into the arms, navel to spine. Can you lift up even more? And then exhale, lower down. Amazing, friends. There's a little preparation for our crow pose. And then bring the hands onto the knees, bending the legs, and we'll take a little rock and roll of the spine up to seated. You can roll up as many times as you want. And then when you get there, keeping the feet off the floor to come into our boat pose, Navasana. Legs are in a tabletop position, reaching the hands in front, or you can bring the hands behind the thighs again. Good, sit nice and tall on those sit bones. Relax the shoulders away from the ears as much as you can. Option here to extend your legs for the last few breaths, maybe holding on to them. Good, take one more inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale as we release the legs, crossing them over. And we're going to come to our tabletop position. And then in preparation for our crow pose, we'll soften into the elbows and just think of wrapping them in towards the body, bringing your elbow creases to face the front of your mat. Outwardly rotating our upper arms here. And then as you take an inhale, float the right leg off the floor and then float the left arm off in opposition. Good, engage your core, take an inhale, and then exhale as we bend the knee and bring the knee to nose. Good, inhale to extend back out. Exhale, knee to nose, elbow bends in. Good, inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, knee to nose, send the belly button up to the spine, curve the spine. Good, inhale to lengthen out. And then exhale, knee to nose, engaging that core. Replace the left hand down and we're going to step the right foot through the hands. Good, lovely, friends. Bringing the right hand to the inside of the foot and just heel toe it out to the side to our lizard pose. Gently sending the hips forward and down to the floor. You can come onto the knife edge of the right foot if that feels nice. And maybe take some movement here, some sways from side to side. And if it feels right, then coming down to the forearms. Lovely, tune into your breath. Notice if there's any restrictions in the hips here. And if so, just send your breath slowly coming back up to your hands. And then heel toe the right foot back in, bringing the arm to the outside. When you're ready, step the right leg back and send your body back to your child's pose. Lovely, we're just here for a breath or two, so just have a little wiggle. Then coming back up to your tabletop position, wrap those elbows back and in. And then when you're ready, inhale to float the left leg off the floor. Good, dial the left hip down and then float the right arm off. Good, core is engaged. And as you exhale, bending knee to nose. Inhale to lengthen out. Good, exhale, crunch it in, knee to nose. Inhale to reach. Exhale, we come in, send the belly button up. Inhale, one long line. And then last time, exhale, knee to nose. Hover there for a moment. Place the right hand down and then step the leg through the hands. Good, heel toe the foot out and bring the left hand on the inside. You can take any movement that feels good here in your lizard. Maybe coming onto blocks for some more height and support. Or if you want a little bit more, then coming down to your forearms. Good, breathing into your hips here. Know that where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. Try and soften and let go a little bit more with each exhale. And then coming back up to your hands, heel toe the left foot back into the center of the mat. This time tuck the back toe under and raise the back knee off, and then step back to your plank. Good, we're going to take a few breaths here, practicing what we did when we were laid down. So think of pushing your palms into the floor now. Imagine pushing the space in between your shoulder blades up to the sky. Good, core is engaged. Feel that burn. And then take your chaturanga. Inhale, stretching the front of the body, and then exhale to your downward facing dog. Good, take any movement that your body wants in this moment. Sending your chest back towards your legs. And then soften in the knees and start to walk to the top of your mat. Taking as many steps as you want. And then bringing the feet to touch. Soften the knees as we bring the sit bones down towards the floor. Good, and then open the knees out to the side, bringing the arms to the inside of the legs. And place the hands in front of you. Think of wrapping those elbows back in towards the body again. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then just start to test your weight, just rocking forwards into the hands a little bit and then back. Good, squeeze the elbows in as you do this. Lovely, friends. And then relax the body in between the legs, just reaching the arms out in front. Feel a lovely stretch in the lower back and perhaps the hips. Then bringing the hands back in. Start to straighten the legs as you send the sit bones up. Bring the feet a little bit apart. And then soften in the knees, rolling all the way up to stand. Breathe in to reach the arms up to the sky. And then breathe out, draw the palms to your heart center. Taking a moment here to come back to your intention. Come back to why you stepped on your mat today. Connect back with your breath. And then rooting down through those feet into the earth as we inhale and reach the arms up. Take an exhale as you dive the body down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lengthen. And then exhale as you step both legs back, high plank pose. Push away from the floor and then take your chaturanga. Inhale, open the body up. And then exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. Lovely friends, send that body back to your legs, easing the heels down. Perhaps straightening the knees a little bit more now. And as you inhale, raise the right leg off the floor, three-legged dog. Exhale now as you shift forward, bring the knee to the nose. We'll do a few pulses here, so release the knee to hover above the ground. And then exhale to bring it back in, good. Just doing a few with your breath here. Exhale to bring knee to nose. Release it down. Exhale to bring it in. And then step it through your hands at the top of your mat. Good. Inhale, raise the body up to our high lunge pose. Hug those inner thighs into one another here. And then exhale to float the hands down. Start to walk the hands round to the inside of the front foot as we come to our Skandasana. Good, lengthen the sit bones down towards the floor. You can grab a block here for some support. Lovely friends. Think of pressing the arm into the leg here. Elbow is bent, almost like a half crow. And then start to walk the hands to the center as we bring the feet in to our Malasana. Have a little sway from side to side. Just iron out any bits of tension. And then bring the palms together as we press the elbows into the knees. And lengthen the tailbone down towards the floor. And tuck the chin in slightly to lengthen the back of the neck. Good, and then we're going to bring our hands in front of us. Again, think of wrapping those elbows in towards the body. And then start to shift your weight forwards and backwards again. Just testing our weight here. You don't have to go too far. You maybe start to lift the hips up a little bit. Think of drawing your belly button all the way up. And start to walk the hands round to the back of the mat, pivot on the right foot, planting the right hand now as we inhale and reach the left to the sky to our twisted lunge. Lovely, open up the chest here. And then release the hand down, push away from the mat as you step the left leg back to plank and then take your flow. Inhale to open the front of the body up and then exhale to come back to downward facing dog. Lovely, easing those heels down a little bit more. Keep that core engaged here. And then when you're ready, raise the left leg up to the sky this time. And then shifting forward, bring the knee to the nose. Good, keep pushing away from the floor with the hands. And then release the knee down and bring it up for 1. And 2. And 3, knee to nose. And 4. And then step it through the hands. Good. Inhale to raise the body up, high lunge. Lovely friends. Keep lengthening that tailbone. If you need to soften in the back knee, then please do. And then exhale to float the hands down and then start to walk them round to the inside of the left leg to our Skandasana. Good. Don't worry if the heel doesn't come down to the floor fully here. You can put a rolled up blanket underneath it for some support if you want. And start to lower the body forward a little bit and just seeing if we can bring the arm anywhere underneath the leg. Good. This is where our leg will be in our crow pose. And then walking back to center as we bring the feet in again and lower the sit bones down to Malasana. Good, bring the palms to touch, send the elbows out into the legs, really opening up in those hips now. Maybe notice a little bit more ease now in this position. Good, then bring the hands forward again, wrap those elbows underneath towards the body, and then maybe lift the sit bones up a little bit now. Testing the weight, rocking forwards and backwards on the hands. And perhaps come up, lift the heels up a little bit, and then walk the hands round to pivot to the right leg. Plant the left hand down and take an inhale to reach up to our twisted lunge. Good, lovely friends. Keep that core engaged, keep it lifted. And then plant the hand down, step back to your plank, and then take your chaturanga. Lovely, open, fill the body up with air, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Good, take a moment here to reconnect with your breath. Come into any movement that feels good. And then soften in the knees and bring them down to your mat. Send your sit bones back to your heels, child's pose. Good, bring each arm to lay either side of your legs, palms facing up. Just take this moment to check in with your body, perhaps your arms, your wrists. And then slowly start to roll up, but keeping the backs of the hands on the floor as you slide them forward and come into a little bit of a wrist stretch. So maybe the body doesn't come all the way up. You can perhaps bend the elbows here for a little bit more intensity, or rock forwards and backwards, really pressing the backs of the hands into the mat. Good, and then release the hands, come to sit up and just have a little twist of the wrists, forwards into you and then backwards. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky, and then exhale, draw your palms to your heart. Give yourself a little smile. Amazing work, my friends. Start to walk the hands forward into tabletop, tuck the toes under, send your core to your spine, push away from the floor, and then just hovering the knees off the mat. Good, feel that burn in the belly, and then send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And just start to walk your feet into the center of your mat and walk your hands back towards your feet. We're going to come to try out our crow pose here. So maybe grabbing some blocks to place under your feet for a little bit of height that you can keep your feet on. I would suggest bringing a pillow or a cushion to have just ahead of you. You can also try this in front of a sofa. And don't worry if you don't feel ready to try this today, just come back to your child's pose or maybe come into your malasana. Good, so we're going to bring our hands in front of us again, soften in the knees, and think of rotating the elbows outwards and then in towards our body. Keep the sit bones nice and high, and then rising the heels off the mat, just rock forward a little bit to connect the knee as far up the back of the arm as you can. Good, then looking forward as we do in our chaturanga, just start to test your weight, so rocking into the hands a little bit, maybe lifting one leg off at a time, drawing the heel towards your glutes. Just have a little play around with this. You can pause the video. And then maybe bringing two legs off in time. Again, keep thinking of wrapping those arms towards your body. Have a really good play around. You can come out of this whenever you want to if it's a little bit too much. And keep engaging your core with all that abdominal work that we've done so far. Another way of coming into this is from our malasana. Bring the hands in front of you and then bending the knees and bringing them to the outsides of the arms, just above the elbows. And then as you shift forward, your elbows almost act as a little shelf for your legs. You can think of squeezing the legs into the arms as well as pushing the arms out into the legs to create that equilibrium. Just take this opportunity to be curious, to learn something new perhaps. Don't worry if you don't get it straight away. This is a journey. It's what we learn in the process. So just notice how you're reacting. Notice how your body is reacting. Good, then when you're ready, friends, step back to your high plank pose and take your lovely flow. Inhale in, open up the front of the body, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Release those heels back towards the mat. Find your breath. And then bringing the knees back down to the mat and send the body back, child's pose. Release the arms to either side of the legs. Curl yourself into a lovely ball. Well done, my friends. Incredible work on trying out your crow pose today. Congratulate yourself. Thank yourself for trying something new. And when you're ready, start to curl the body up again, keeping the backs of the hands on the floor. And just stop until you get to the top. Have a stretch out of those wrists. Maybe sway the sit bones side to side. Rising up, release the hands and come to sit on your bum. Come to the top of your mat and then curve your way down to your back. Good, stretch the legs out long here. And then we're going to take the legs to the left corner of the mat now. Cross the right foot over the top of the left. And then keeping the sit bones where they are, start to move the upper body to the left corner of the mat as well. Taking hold of either elbow to come into a yin posture actually, just to stretch out the sides of the body. Good, we'll bring yourself into the banana shape. Close your eyes. And start to relax your body now. Start to soften your breath. Good, then coming back to center, bringing the upper body back and then the legs. And then take them to the right this time, cross the left foot over the right. And then keeping the hips in the center, bringing the upper body to the right as well into our lovely C shape. Holding on to either elbow. Feel that lovely stretch down the length of the side of the body. Breathing in, a full breath in. And then breathe out to let anything go. Lovely, my friends. Bringing your upper body back to center. And then release your legs. Hug them into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Thank yourself for the amazing work you've done in this practice. And then releasing the feet, bringing them to the outer edges of the mat. And then just let the knees fall into each other. Releasing any tension in our lower back here. Bring your hands to rest on your belly again. And close your eyes. Give yourself this opportunity to fully surrender, to fully relax. Breathing into your belly again. Tune into any parts of the body that you feel any sensations. And just notice. Try and relax a little bit more with every exhalation. Softening your body into the mat and into the floor beneath your mat. If you can stay here for much longer, then please do. But if you want to close your practice with me, Then extend your legs out long, reach the arms overhead, give yourself a big stretch. And then in your own time, just making your way up to your seated position. Keep your eyes closed. Place the backs of your hands on your knees. And just bring your thumb and index finger to touch in Chin Mudra. This is keeping the energy that we just cultivated circulating around our body, and not letting any of it go. Good. Notice how you feel. And then draw your palms together at your heart center, taking this moment to thank yourself for your wonderful practice today and how hard you worked. Thank you for joining me, lovely friends. I hope you enjoyed our practice. Love and light to you all. Namaste.